Today I'm showing you how you can build a self-assessment or a scorecard like this one using AI in a couple of seconds. So we'll be using a tool called Weavly. If you go to the homepage, weavly.ai, you can either just leave a prompt on the landing page or start for free, create an account. It's entirely free, and dive into the product. So that's what we're going to do. I already have an account, obviously. So the way this works is that you leave a prompt, and then Weavly is going to essentially take all of that information, create a full self-assessment for you, set up the questions, set up how, depending on what the answers are, you show different responses, collect the email, etc. So let's give an example prompt. In this case, I want a marketing maturity self-assessment. So the goal is to give users an overall score, place them on 5 different levels. So depending on how mature they are from a marketing perspective. The important part, of course, being that we want to, 1, capture their email before we show the results. And 2, the goal is also to sort of entice people or give a teaser of what you could offer as a service, for example, in this case. So give them tailored next step recommendations. Of course, this is AI and it's a pretty broad prompt, so I don't expect the recommendations to be mind-blowing. This is where your knowledge as a domain expert come in. So the better the prompt, the better the result will be from a content and text perspective, of course. So what Weavly is doing right now is it's creating different outcomes. So depending on what people answer, they will see a different result page. So whether they're a marketing powerhouse or they're just a beginner, with the accompanying recommendations. So we'll let Weavly run and build everything out, and then we'll have a look at what it did, how it works, and test it out. So there we go. It came up with a pretty complete self-assessment. So it's multi-page. We have a part about website, part about SEO, content, email marketing, whether we're doing paid ads. So it's different questions based on different topics. Our email gatekeeper. So you have to give an email address to then see the results, and then each result is its own different page. So it created all of the pages, all of the questions, and the cool thing is that it also set up the mechanisms, of course, to score the leads and then to separate them into different categories. So here we have our categories. It also specifies the brackets or the range in which the score has to be to belong to a specific outcome. And then for each question has been generated, there's a specific score. And then, of course, that score is going to be used in our outcome, right? So this can all be tweaked by hand, or you can just ask AI to tweak it for you. But essentially we have something which fully works. So if I go ahead and hit the publish button right here, I get a URL that I can share around with users. Of course, if you want to embed this on your website under the share tab, it can be embedded as a pop-up or a standard form. So you get the embed code right here. Or if you need a QR code, that's available as well. So let's fill this in and then we can see the results coming in. So let's just move through this and click stuff at random. Let's see where we land on the marketing maturity if we just do random things from a marketing perspective. Need to leave my email address. If I just type in gibberish here, I won't be able to continue. It has to be a valid email address. And then let's go and see where we are. So apparently we're intermediate on our way to mastery. So if we look at the results, these are captured and collected inside of Weavly. So you can have a look at all of the self-assessments that have been created. Of course, important with their email address, the score they had, and their outcome. But if you want this in your CRM, there's also a bunch of integrations going from Google Sheets to HubSpot, Airtable, Pipedrive, Salesforce, you name it. So there's a bunch of integrations as well. And the cool thing is that you can tweak this any way you want. So either you can just change the text by hand, of course, or you can ask AI to do a bunch of stuff. So for example, we might say that the theme is a bit boring. Theme is boring, make it more enticing. Not sure what it's going to do, but it's going to make it more enticing. And then, of course, we can set up even more complex logic. So if you want to have conditional logic, only showing specific questions when somebody gave a specific answer, that sort of stuff, you can all do this within the AI chat interface or manually. So there we go. That's the definition of enticing for AI. So it looks a bit better to be fair. Not that much more enticing, but then again, that's up for discussion. So that's basically it. This is how you generate a self-assessment or a scorecard using AI in a couple of seconds. If you like these kind of tutorials, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.